Shedeur Sanders has defied expectations in a way few quarterbacks ever have. Despite only starting 2 games in the NFL, he's made an unexpected leap into the top 10 of Pro Bowl voting, surpassing big names like Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow. This rapid rise isn't just a fluke. It's a testament to his growing reputation as a dynamic and resilient leader on the field. Sanders has become a symbol of the underdog, a player showing that raw talent and determination can outweigh even media hype and superstar status. His ability to rise above the noise and perform under intense pressure speaks volumes about his potential and what lies ahead. This climb is not just about stats. It's about the raw, unfiltered admiration of NFL fans who see something real in Sanders. If you're here for the real story and not the filtered version, subscribe. And if you're sticking around for the next meltdown, you better definitely subscribe. Even as some Browns fans express their frustrations about the team's management, Sanders' momentum continues to build, proving that leadership, character, and authenticity matter. It's a powerful reminder that in sports, the heart and effort a player shows can speak louder than anything else. Shedeur Sanders has taken the NFL world by storm, making a name for himself even though he's had limited opportunities. This season, in a rather shocking turn of events, Sanders has managed to land in the top 10 of the Pro Bowl voting for quarterbacks, surpassing several well-established stars. His rise is nothing short of impressive, and it's not just because of hype or media attention. It's because of authentic performances on the field and the overwhelming support from fans who believe in his talent. What is more remarkable is that he's done all of this despite only starting 2 games and playing in a challenging situation. Most quarterbacks would need more time on the field and a strong supporting system to achieve such a ranking, but Sanders has proven that with determination, leadership, and skill, you can rise through the ranks, even when the odds seem stacked against you. This young quarterback has gained the respect of the NFL community, and that respect is clearly reflected in the Pro Bowl voting. It's not about the media or outside influences pushing his name to the forefront. It's about the genuine support from fans who see his potential. They witness the grit and resilience Sanders has shown on the field, and it's this character, not just his talent, that's won in the admiration of many. Sanders' story is proving that you don't need to be hyped up by every major network or endorsement deal to gain respect and recognition. Hard work and leadership speak louder than any external noise. Now, let's take a look at what's been fueling this rise. Sanders' situation with the Cleveland Browns has been far from ideal. Many criticisms from fans and analysts alike have been pointed at the team's head coach, Kevin Stefanski. Despite Sanders' evident talent and determination, it's clear that the Browns system hasn't been built to fully support him. Fans are growing increasingly frustrated with the lack of proper protection and offensive strategies that would allow Sanders to shine as he should. Instead of receiving the structured support and protection that any young quarterback needs, he's been thrust into a system that leaves him exposed. It's a shame that this critical support system has yet to be provided, because with the right backing, Sanders could easily transform into one of the NFL's top quarterbacks in no time. The frustrations surrounding the Browns' coaching staff have even become a viral talking point, especially on social media. There are memes, viral clips, and a growing chorus of fans calling out the team's lack of foresight in protecting their young quarterback. And it's not just the fans who are frustrated, but analysts and insiders who are also questioning the team's approach to player development. It's clear that if Sanders had the right structure in place, better offensive line protection, and more strategic play calling, he could be performing even better than he already is. This debate over the Browns' coaching staff has become a focal point for fans who see how the system is holding Sanders back, and they're vocal about it. But despite all the challenges, Sanders has shown resilience. He stood tall in games where most quarterbacks would have crumbled. One of the most notable examples was when the Browns faced the Steelers. In that game, Sanders had to take a beating, absorbing hit after hit while still trying to push the team forward. It wasn't the most ideal situation, and the team's inability to properly protect him showed in the final score. But in spite of the loss, Sanders' effort and leadership didn't go unnoticed. He earned the respect of fans and fellow players for not backing down when the pressure was on. In a situation where most quarterbacks might retreat into themselves, Sanders stepped up, showcasing not only his physical toughness, but also his mental fortitude. That kind of leadership doesn't go unnoticed. especially by those who follow the NFL long enough to see how hard it is to maintain composure under such pressure. Sanders' performance in that match against the Steelers further solidified his growing reputation among fans who are watching not just the outcome of the game, but the way he plays the game. Another moment that highlighted Sanders' rise was his performance against the Ravens. In that game, once again, the Browns system wasn't the best for him. The coaching staff's inability to adapt to the opponent and provide it with the tools to succeed showed how much work still needs to be done in Cleveland. However, what was clear in that game was Sanders' poise under pressure. While many other quarterbacks might have panicked or made rash decisions, Sanders stuck to his game plan, showing that he could lead despite the chaos surrounding him. It's this steady, calm presence in the pocket that's beginning to earn him serious recognition from both fans and analysts alike. His ability to stay focused in such a high-stress game, even when the team's infrastructure is faltering, tells you everything you need to know about his future potential. Sanders is no longer just a quarterback. He's become the face of hope for a fan base that has seen too many years of frustration. His performances, while not always perfect, continue to show that he has a talent and the heart to lead the Browns, even if the team's support is lacking. The story behind Sanders' rise doesn't just begin on game days. It started in the training camp, where his leadership was immediately evident. Even before the season started, the Browns' coaching staff and his teammates could see that Sanders had something special about him. His work ethic, his approach to the game, and his natural leadership were all signs that he was someone who could rise to the occasion when the spotlight was on him. What's even more impressive is that this was a kid who came into a situation that was less than ideal, with many critics questioning whether he could handle the pressure. Yet, Sanders showed up every day, grinding in practice and demonstrating that he had the mindset of a true NFL quarterback. His determination to succeed despite being in a difficult system is a testament to his character. And it's this relentless drive that has made fans stand behind him, seeing in him a player who is willing to fight for success even when the cards are stacked against him. Sanders' growth during the training camp gave everyone a glimpse of what he could do. And as the season has progressed, he's been showing those early signs of promise on the field. As the season has progressed, Sanders has put together a series of performances that have caught the attention of NFL fans far beyond Cleveland. These aren't just flash-in-the-pan moments, but a steady compilation of efforts that demonstrate his ability to adapt, learn, and improve with every game. Whether it's throwing key passes under pressure, keeping the offense moving despite limited resources, or just showing leadership when the team needs it the most, Sanders has made his case as one of the rising stars in the NFL. Fans have noticed, and the Pro Bowl voting has been a clear reflection of that. Even with limited starts, he's managed to surpass several big names in the quarterback rankings, proving that sometimes the voters get it right when they recognize talent that's genuine, hardworking, and deserving of recognition. Sanders' journey is a perfect example of how sometimes it's not about the noise around you or the resources you have. It's about what you bring to the table day in and day out. That's what fans have latched onto, and that's what continues to fuel Sanders' meteoric. Despite the frustrations with the team's structure, there's a growing understanding that Sanders is not just a product of his environment, but a force who's helping to push the entire team forward. Some of the credit for his success has to go to his head coach, Kevin Stefanski, who has at least recognized the potential in Sanders and made sure to give him opportunities to lead. But for all the praise Stefanski may deserve for putting Sanders in position to succeed, the coaching staff as a whole still needs to do more to ensure the quarterback has the protection and resources needed to truly thrive. As Sanders continues to show growth, the coaching staff will need to adjust to his evolving strengths and skills. It's a delicate balance. But if Sanders continues to grow and prove himself, there will be no doubt that he's the future of the Cleveland Browns. The team and its leadership have no choice but to get on board with what he's capable of. It's clear now that Sanders is more than just a flash-in-the-pan player. His remarkable rise to the Pro Bowl ranks is indicative of his growing influence within the NFL. While some may still be hesitant to buy into the hype, the truth is that Sanders has the kind of game that speaks for itself. His leadership on the field, his ability to absorb pressure, and his undeniable skill have won the respect and trust of fans across the league. He is no longer a player to be written off or underestimated. He's becoming a force in the NFL, one that's impossible to ignore. One of the most telling signs of Sanders' rise has been the growing admiration from some of the league's top players. One of the standout moments was his interaction with Lamar Jackson, another player known for his incredible resilience and ability to lead. Jackson's recognition of Sanders speaks volumes about the impact Sanders is having, even among some of the best in the game. When top-tier quarterbacks start taking note of your play, it's a sign that you're doing something right. As the season continues, Sanders' momentum doesn't show signs of slowing down. Even in press conferences, his confidence and maturity continue to shine through. He's not just handling the media well, but also speaking with the kind of wisdom and focus that most veterans would envy. Sanders knows where he's at, where he's going, and what it will take to get there. His future is bright, and it's clear that the NFL is taking notice. As the NFL season began, the training camp served as a crucial backdrop to Shedeur Sanders' development. The young quarterback didn't just show up to train. He arrived with a mindset that distinguished him from many rookies. It was clear from the start that he wasn't just going to play the game, he was going to fight for it. Even though the Browns were still putting the pieces together, Sanders came in with a laser focus, determined to prove that his potential wasn't limited by his starting position or the team's struggles. The camp became his proving ground, where he laid down the foundation for what will become one of the most remarkable seasons in recent memory. His work ethic stood out from day one. Sanders didn't let the doubts surrounding his team performance distract him. Instead, he channeled his energy into becoming the leader the Browns needed, even though the support from the coaching staff was inconsistent. Throughout the camp, Sanders showed that he wasn't going to wait for the team to align with his potential. He was going to fight for every inch and make sure he did everything in his power to earn his spot, regardless of the team's shortcomings. When the Cleveland Browns faced the Miami Dolphins, Sanders had an opportunity to showcase his resilience yet again. The game didn't go as planned for Browns, and the offense struggled to find its rhythm, but Sanders remained focused. Despite being under constant pressure, he demonstrated his calm under fire, trying to make plays in situations that many quarterbacks would have folded in. It wasn't an easy day for the rookie. The Dolphins were relentless, and the Browns' offensive line wasn't providing protection needed to allow Sanders to operate with confidence. Even when things seemed bleak, Sanders didn't give up. He kept pushing through the adversity, making every throw count and fighting for each yard. His performance wasn't just about statistics. It was about heart. Fans could see that Sanders wasn't just a quarterback on the field. He was a leader trying to spark something in a team that was struggling. That kind of determination, especially in such a high-pressure situation, wasn't something you could ignore. His calm demeanor in the face of adversity only solidified his place in the hearts of Browns fans, who began to see him not just as a quarterback, but as a symbol of hope for a team that needed something to believe in. The criticism of the Browns' coaching staff wasn't just coming from fans. It was being voiced by analysts and former players who saw how much potential the team had but failed to execute properly. Kevin Stefanski, the head coach, found himself under the spotlight for his inability to set up the right kind of offense that could allow Sanders to thrive. While some have argued that Stefanski deserves credit for giving Sanders the opportunity, others have been vocal about how the system has failed to properly protect the rookie quarterback. The system, many believe, has failed to build around Sanders in a way that would allow him to reach his potential. The offensive line struggled to give him protection he needed, and the play calling often seemed uninspired or reactive instead of proactive. Fans and pundits alike pointed out that if Sanders were given the right structure and support, there's no telling how high he could rise. It's easy to blame a young quarterback for struggles, but when you consider that Sanders has often been put in positions where failure was almost inevitable, you start to see just how impressive his rise really is. Stefanski's leadership has been questioned, but there's no denying that he recognizes Sanders' ability. It's clear that the Browns see something special in the young quarterback. The question is whether the coaching staff can do enough to unlock that potential and protect it long enough for Sanders to flourish into the star many believe he could become. Throughout the season, Sanders continued to make a statement with every game he played, and his increasing presence in NFL match photos is a testament to his growing reputation. He wasn't just a backup quarterback any longer. He was becoming the face of the Browns' future. His name, which once echoed only in the corridors of those following the team closely, was now resonating across the league. Sanders became a fixture in the NFL media, his photos popping up in discussions about the league's rising stars, despite the challenges surrounding his team. The image of Sanders on the field, often absorbing hits yet standing tall, served as a reminder of his resilience. It wasn't just his throws that were making headlines, but his attitude, his ability to keep pushing forward despite all the obstacles in his way. Whether he was making a clutch pass or taking a big hit, Sanders was consistently showing that he had the mental and physical toughness to survive in the NFL. These images of him on the field, focused and determined, began to tell a story that extended far beyond football stats. They told the story of a young man who was making the most of every opportunity he got, no matter how tough the circumstances. Despite the criticisms of the coaching staff, one of the most important relationships to examine is the dynamic between Sanders and Stefanski. While the coach may not have been able to provide the perfect support system for Sanders, there is no doubt that he saw the potential in his young quarterback. This relationship has been crucial as Sanders has continued to grow and evolve on the field. The two of them have had to navigate a challenging situation together, with Stefanski doing his best to give Sanders the opportunities he deserves while also working within the constraints of the team system. Stefanski may not have been able to completely shield Sanders from the team's struggles, but the trust between the two has been evident. Even when things aren't going as planned, Sanders has continued to show respect for his coach, and Stefanski has continued to show faith in his quarterback. This mutual respect has been vital in allowing Sanders to grow into the leader he is becoming. The challenge now is for the coaching staff to build on that trust and give Sanders the tools he needs to take the next step in his career. As the season progressed, Sanders' growth was visible not just in games, but also in his preparation and attitude during practice. He wasn't just going through the motions. He was actively trying to improve every day. His preparation during training camp continued to pay off as he showed more maturity in his decision-making and a better understanding of the game. It was clear that Sanders wasn't just learning how to play quarterback. He was learning how to be a leader on and off the field. He knew that he was under the microscope, and instead of letting the pressure break him, he used it as motivation to get better. Every drill, every play, every moment in training camp was another chance for Sanders to show that he belonged in the NFL, despite all the doubts. His drive during camp set the tone for the rest of the season, and it didn't go unnoticed. Fans and coaches alike began to realize that Sanders wasn't just trying to be a starting quarterback. He was aiming to be something much bigger, a cornerstone of the Browns' future. Off the field, Sanders continued to display a level of maturity and leadership that belied his years. In press conferences, he showed an ability to stay focused, answer tough questions, and maintain a level of professionalism that many veterans would envy. Even when his team was struggling, Sanders stayed positive, taking responsibility for his actions while never shifting blame. This level of accountability is something that resonates deeply with fans, who see in Sanders a leader who isn't afraid to stand up, admit mistakes, and fight for what he believes in. His press conferences became a reflection of his character. Confident, humble, and unwavering in his belief that he could turn things around. It's clear that Sanders isn't just playing for himself. He's playing for fans, the team, and everyone who believes in him. This selflessness and commitment to the greater good is what has made him such a compelling figure, not just for Browns fans, but for anyone who watches the NFL. His story is one of perseverance, leadership, and the drive to succeed, even when everything seems to be working against you. In the matchup against the Bengals, Sanders had yet another opportunity to prove himself, and once again, he did not disappoint. The Bengals' defense was aggressive, and the Browns' offense wasn't firing on all cylinders, but Sanders showed resilience under pressure. It wasn't the perfect game, but once again, Sanders proved that he was ready to stand tall when the game was on the line. Though the Browns lost, Sanders once again demonstrated the leadership and grit that has come to define his career. His performance in this game further cemented his place as a quarterback capable of leading the team, even when the odds were stacked against him. As the game went on, fans could see the fire in his eyes, the drive to succeed no matter how difficult the circumstances. That's what fans love about Sanders. He doesn't quit. Even when the team struggles, he gives everything he's got, every time. When Sanders faced Lamar Jackson, it was clear that the young quarterback had earned the respect of one of the NFL's top players. Jackson, known for his incredible resilience and ability to lead, was one of the many players who took notice of Sanders' potential. This was a moment that highlighted how much Sanders had grown. Not only was he showing his own team that he could be a leader, but he was earning the respect of established veterans in the league. Finally, Sanders' performance against the Steelers further solidified his status as a rising star in the league. The Brown system may not have been perfect, but Sanders continued to perform, even when things weren't going well. He stood strong in the pocket, absorbed hits, and kept the offense moving. That kind of heart and determination speaks volumes about what Sanders could become in the future. As the season unfolds, Shedeur Sanders continues to prove that his rise isn't just about talent, but about heart, leadership, and an undeniable work ethic. He's breaking barriers and surpassing expectations, showing fans and critics alike that he's built for the NFL. If the Browns continue giving the support he deserves, there's no telling how far Sanders can go. His journey has only just begun, and it's one we'll all be watching closely. If you enjoyed this breakdown of Shedeur Sanders' incredible rise, don't forget to like, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more.